Hello, fourth grade. Today we are going to add mixed numbers. So let's review really quick. What is a mixed number? Can you guys give me an example of a mixed number? So remember, a mixed number is a whole number with a fraction. So a mixed number example is like 1 2/3. Remember, this is when we are reading numbers, we can finally use that word and, because and says that there is a part of something. So 1 2/3 of something means that we have a part of a second object or a second thing. So that's why we're able to use the word and. Remember, when we were reading numbers in the thousands, we don't say 1,205 because there were no parts. It was just a whole amount. So it's a whole number with a fractional part. So if we're adding mixed numbers, let's look at what an example of that would look like. And remember, all of our fractions will be like fractions, which means what? What are like fractions, guys? We learned this yesterday. Like fractions have the same what? They have the same denominator. I sure hope you said that to yourself. So let's go ahead and do example 1. Example 1, and your problem can be given to you a few ways. It can be given to you like this. 3 5/8 plus 2 1/8. Or you can stack your problem. 3 5/8 plus 2 1/8. Either way is fine as long as you're neat and as long as you can keep things separate. Now, but when we stack it this way, whenever we add, let's say we're adding 27 plus 15, we don't add 2 plus 1 first, right? We always start over here in case there's something that needs to be regrouped up to the next place value. The same goes for mixed numbers, okay? So we have our fractions here. We need to add them first just in case there's some overlap and we need to regroup. So I'm going to add fractions just like I learned yesterday. So add the numerators. 5 plus 1 is 6. Keep the denominator of 8. So 6 is less than 8, so I didn't have any excess, so I can stop there, and now I can add my whole numbers. 3 plus 2 is 5. So my answer is 5 6/8. Now, what did we write on our page yesterday? We wrote simplify. Ooh, that was messy. My bad. Simplify your answers. That applies for every single time you do an operation with a fraction. So I know it kind of gets a little bit old, but it's good practice because a lot of us kind of struggled with simplifying. So it just gives us that more practice to do that. So when you simplify a fraction, though, we're not simplifying the whole amount. There's still 5, what object should I use today? There's still 5 boxes of brownie mix, okay? But then the 6th box only has 6/8 of the mix left in it. So we keep the 5, but we need to divide our fraction. So 6/8, we can divide by 2/2. And 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. The reason I knew to divide by 2 was because that's the only common factor that 6 and 8 have other than 1. Okay, that's just from knowing your facts. Okay, so 6/8 is the same as 3/4, so my final answer is 5 3/4 because I'm going to bring my 5 down, and then the simplified fraction, and then that's my answer. Okay, so not a huge amount different from yesterday as far as adding numbers, but remembering to keep your whole number the same is super important with mixed numbers. Okay, let's do our next example. Let's do 1 7/12 plus 2 3/12. Okay, if you would like to stack that, you may. I always think that's a great strategy. So I'm actually going to do that over here. 1 7/12 plus 2 3/12. Okay, so I know I'm going to keep my denominator of 12, so add the top. 7 plus 3, or add the numerator, I should say, right? 7 plus 3 is 10. 2 plus 1, or 1 plus 2 is 3. And so now I need to check. Can I simplify my answer? Well, I know I'm going to keep 3. But 10/12, I know those are both even numbers. And anytime they're both even, I know I can divide by at least 2. The factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, and 10. So 2, I think, is the only one that I can divide by. So let's divide by 2, because that's the only one that is shared with 12, the only factor. So 10 divided by 2 is 5, 12 divided by 2 is 6. Oh, anytime your numerator is 1 less than your denominator, you know you have a simplified answer. So let's see, I kept my 3, and then here's my simplified fraction of 5, 6. So voila, that's my answer. Congratulations. Okay, one more example for today. And that's all we're doing is adding today. So you can just focus on making your numbers larger, because we are not taking away, we are adding. So example 3. Oh, wait, I have 4 examples. Silly me. Okay, let's do this one horizontal just for funsies. 6 1/5 plus 3 2/5 equals, okay, I gotta add my fractions first, just in case they go over the denominator amount and they turn into an improper fraction. I don't think that'll happen here, because 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 is less than 5, so we're good. Okay, then 6 plus 3 is 9. And can I simplify? Let's see, 3 is prime, so 1 and 3, and 5 is prime, 1 and 5. And they only share the factor of 1, so nope, I do not have to simplify. That's my final answer. Voila! Okay, last example for today, example 4, is going to be 3 2/4 plus 2 2/4. Okay, let's add our fractions. So keep your denominator 4. Add the numerators. 2 plus 2 is 4. Add your whole numbers. 3 plus 2 is 5. My numerator and my denominator are the same. What does that equal to? If I have 4 out of 4 pieces, that's the whole thing. So 4 out of 4 is equal to 1. So basically, I have 5 and 1 here. Well, all you gotta do is put a little addition sign. 5 plus 1 is 6. Oh my goodness. Our answer doesn't have a fraction because our fraction turned into a whole number, and sometimes that happens. So anytime that you have the a fraction where the numerator and the denominator are the same, remember that that's equal to 1. So whatever your whole number was, you add 1 to it to get your final answer. And that's kind of like a way to simplify your answer. Okay? There might be a few of these on your homework worksheet for today, so make sure that when you go through that, you read the notes that I have on the slides so that you know what to do if your answer is a whole number and not a fraction. Okay? Let us know if you have any questions, and do your best.